So basically what you are emphasizing upon is that instead of still broadening the theater as Pakistan has been asked for, we need to narrow down the theater. This is what you are emphasizing upon.
Actually, we need to close the theater. The theater has to be closed. All parties who are fighting have to be approached, and a discussion has to take place. And we have to insist that all external interference, which includes these drone attacks, have to stop.
So no to military actions and yes to diplomatic efforts.
Absolutely. This is the only way to solve it. The military option will not succeed.
Even with this 30,000 additional US troops?
Oh, you mean in Afghanistan? I was talking in terms of Pakistan. The military action in Pakistan will not succeed. I'll come to the 30,000. But as far as Pakistan is concerned, the military action is very, very dangerous to Pakistan's integrity. You are creating enemies of entire people there who live there. And you are creating a sort of desire on their part to have nothing to do with Pakistan. And it's happened already in Balochistan. I mean, this is the first time the army is undertaking something like this in the frontier, but it has happened in the past. In past governments, in Bhutto's time, the army, was on a widespread oppression mission in Afghanistan, in Balochistan, and it didn't work. And you have voices now coming out, certainly very strong voices coming out of Balochistan, who are talking of secession. It's nothing hidden. And these voices will get stronger from the frontier. I mean, is this how you build a country? Is this how you get people together? It's not going to work.
So Pakistan army needs to be retrieved from the...
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think the army, let me just say that this is not the army's fault. The army is following orders. The civilian administration is issuing these orders. The army is being obliged to get into something that it should never have been asked to get into. And basically that something is taking up a fight with its own people, getting into the business of killing its own people. And
do you think we would be permitted to do that?
I think this is where the issue of leadership comes. I mean, this is our misfortune, and this is what our party has been emphasizing, that we need leadership that can stand up to external pressure. We do not need leadership who are there only to use the trappings of leadership, to move around in convoys, to have large entourages and go on foreign trips. We need someone to solve our problems, and these people can't do it. They don't even understand the issues at hand. I mean, if you had a serious leadership, given the depth and the intensity of the problem in the frontier, you would have the Prime Minister sitting in Peshawar. I mean, he should go there and sit there.
Let's look at it from a little different angle, Mr. Qureshi. If the surge that is going to take place in Afghanistan is accompanied by a similar surge from the Pakistani side as well, don't you think that would break the back of the ongoing insurgency in both Pakistan and in Afghanistan?
I don't think it will break the back. I think what it will do will be push it underground. It will result in more violence. Maybe it will suppress it, but temporarily. Until the surge, do you know that it takes the Americans $1 million a year to support one soldier? One soldier, it costs, this is from an estimate from their Office of Managed Budget or something like that. This is their own estimate. Now, so 30,000 extra troops are going to cost them a lot of money at $1 million a day. And they have spent several $100 billion in Afghanistan. There will not be the political will to sustain this surge. My own feeling is that Mr. Obama is a smart man, and if he was able to act on his instincts, he would have pulled his forces out now. But he is also an astute politician, and he has to win another election. So he has chosen a sort of a fudge, and that's unfortunate. I believe it's clear in his mind that he needs to withdraw from here and do it quickly. But he has to,
So you are proposing a complete revamping of Pakistan policy towards the border issue?
Absolutely. It has to be that way. Just This cannot work. It is exceedingly dangerous what is happening. It is not achieving anything. You are seeing what is happening. In a vast country like Pakistan, what are you going to protect? I mean, these people who are fighting, whoever they are, we don't know who they are. We are just told who they are, and we are told that we killed so many terrorists. Who is there to tell you that actually terrorists were killed, and who are these terrorists? And they can attack you anywhere at any time. And what can you protect in the end?
Let's move on to some other subjects. India. Now, our relations, we carry literally a historical baggage as far as India is concerned. I have been reading your manifesto, and it says of having relations with India on equal footings. Now, with the growing Indian emphasis on a global role, do you think India really wants a relationship on equal footings?
Well, obviously, India does not want a relationship on equal footings. Such a relationship, frankly, is perhaps very difficult to achieve. We would like it, certainly. But the reality is that the two countries are no longer balanced in terms of military power, in terms of international influence, in terms of industrial power and ability. There is now a large disparity, and this necessarily reflects on our ability to protect our interests in Kashmir. I don't feel there will be a quick solution to Kashmir. It has gone on for a long time. I feel that we must remain committed to the 1948 UN resolution, Resolution 47, which very clearly stated that the people of Kashmir, that there must be a plebiscite, and the people of Kashmir must have the right to decide for themselves where they want to go. My concern increasingly is that, of course, as long as there is this large disparity in power and influence between Pakistan and India, there is very little that will encourage India to conduct this plebiscite, which under law it is obliged to do. You see, the thing about foreign policy is that it's not how smart you are in presenting your case. Ultimately, it comes to what sort of strength and power you have. How strong are you as a country? How well knit? When India looks at what is happening in Pakistan, when it sees these voices now that are already calling in Balochistan, in the frontier, they're calling from secession from Pakistan. What gives us then the moral authority if we are a state that is collapsing under poor leadership, as seems to be the case? What gives us the moral authority to continue to demand that Kashmir be a part of Pakistan? And this is the issue, the heart of the issue that has to be addressed. And it can only be addressed by getting rid of this leadership, by bringing in competent leadership who work, it will be a long process, who work to unify the nation politically, who work to build up its economy, who work to build up its strength, who work to build up its image as a stable, reliable partner for other countries.